Welcome to Test What Teachers Tea Room. Here, you will learn useful tips on how to teach with Test What textbook to achieve the learning objectives in the curriculum. Join us for today's session on Junior Secondary Mathematics.
We can see also I saw inequality different from equation. We have in mathematics we have four basic operations. The other time I said we have several operations, but mathematics revolve around these four basic operations. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We now include what? Equality sign. Because if you are adding, you must give the answer. If you are subtracting, you must give the answer. You are multiplying, you must also, we can see from here. And this textbook also shows to us that we have some numbers, not all numbers are equal. And that is why we have inequality signs. And what are these inequality signs stipulated here? We have the less than sign, we have the greater than sign, and we have signs that less or equal. In some cases, we have some greater or equal stipulated. That is a foundation to inequality in mathematics. In senior, because in your JSS 1, JSS 2, JSS 3, you're still going to work on the same topic, inequality. The next, we have rounding off. I discovered that a girl came from another school to join us, and I discovered that this girl very, very bright. But I gave a question. She understood the concept of the question. But the last instruction says, give your answer in so-so. And at that point, she was stuck. And at the end, I said, what is your problem? You got the concept of the question. He says, sir, I don't know. I have to teach. But this, the text for JSS 1, Super Mathematics, will have established and sanctioned the problem of round off. That is, to the nearest number, to decimal places, to significant numbers, and on and on and on. Also, we have how to show that is addition of fractions. We can show it by saying, okay, distance from this point. I know checkpoint love doing this. They will tell you a dot, and they draw a line to another dot. They will put a distance there. They will draw it to another dot and to another dot. They will now say, okay, what is, if Mr. Ojo starts his journey from so dot, what is the distance cover? You are the one that will look at, okay, Mr. Ojo is here. You add this to this and this. It's a practical way of asking question. I can see from here that we have practical way of not just 1/2 plus 3/4, 3 over like that. That is theoretical way. We can see the practical, because the difference between the Nigerian curriculum and the British curriculum is British curriculum, they have a way of doing it practical, telling you some problems. Thank God why are now doing some practical problems. They are doing practical problems now. We can see from checkpoint, you will see a point, and this one, you are the one that will trace and add it. Also, we have ratio, rate, and proportion. Ratio, rate, and proportion. Sometimes they will tell you that Mr. Ojo is having children, 2. And he's having like 700 naira. And he asks the children to share the 700 naira based on their ages. Take, for example, one is 3 and the other one is 4. You are the one that will say, okay, 700 naira, Kemi's age is 3 and Shola's age is 4. You put Shola's, Kemi's age, if you want to know, according to what we have seen from this, we can see the proportion here. If 30 boxes of soap cost this, then 1 box costs what? It's a practical way of question. We call it business mathematics. Is under business mathematics. And you can see that it's very, very important you discover that if you don't know it, you will be out of course. Also, we have rates, and I can see from here the formula for gradient. That is, in fact, I remember, you can see it in physics, we can see it in mathematics, gradient, which says the change in y over change in s is stipulated. Some of my students that I taught today, SS3 students, I still refer them to this formula. And look at it, JSS 1. Sincerely, very, very, I don't know. We have 2 points in coordinate geometry, a topic in SS2. This is what they will teach them. Coordinate geometry, a topic in SS2. This is a very good foundation that super mathematics of text what has laid. And sincerely, my Oga said something today that implementation matters. Sincerely, teachers, I want to advise. These are, in fact, when you have this, you don't have to stress yourself. You have what it takes there. What you need to do is to apply. Think of what to do in order to carry them along in solving this problem. You see a line and they want you to find the equation of that line on a plane surface. You can see this is JSS 1, and this is location identification of position in checkpoint mathematics. Checkpoint mathematics. That is the IGCSE, the British examination meant for the junior level. And this also, I've taught, I taught this in IGCSE mathematics today, the same thing. SS3 class. So this is, and I take for example, there was a time I wanted to teach graph, and I said, identify the coordinate of that point. The coordinate of a certain point. This is what you're supposed to have learned if you have this. Coordinate of point is the point traced to x-axis and also to what? Y-axis. That is the x and y-axis point. And I can see, sincerely, it actually blended the Nigeria curriculum and the checkpoint curriculum. And the next chapter, fraction of, which fraction is greater? We have some students that will look at some fractions and they will say because the bigger number is up is bigger than the other one. Like take for example 1/2 and you have 17/3. They will tell you the bigger one is what? 17/3. Looking at 17/3, 3 is not up to half of 17. 3 is not what? Up to half of 17. And this is what I've seen explained, taught in this textbook. We have multiplication of fractions. We've seen addition of fraction. We've seen subtraction of fraction. Building on the previous, we will have, there's multiplication of fraction and division of fraction. And here I got some word problem. And when I was doing research, I saw something written by John Marshall that says math word problems are regarded as the vital part of mathematics curriculum, as it enhances the student mental skill, develop logic analysis, and boost creative thinking. Processing the ability to solve mathematics word problem skill makes a huge difference in one career and life. I discovered that word problem, if it's properly taught, it will help thinking. And somebody said something. He said, mathematics may not teach you how to add love or to -8.